What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday over here. Bitcoin, as we speak, trying to get back on top of 27K. Would be looking very bullish if Bitcoin is able to get back on top of 28K, at least in the very short term. That's for both itself and the altcoins. Going to be taking a look into Bitcoin very quickly because I've already done a more detailed post on that earlier today. So do check that out because it could affect your altcoin setups. If Bitcoin goes up, it is likely that's going to be bringing your altcoins up with it. However, if it comes down and pulls back further, chances are your altcoins are going to be going down with it. So very important to be paying attention to Bitcoin right now, especially when it is in a very tight range between key resistance and support. The main topic of this video is going to be about XEN, XEN token, see what's going on in this market, what has changed since the last time I've talked about it. Is it actually going to be able to break out of this downtrend it's been in for quite some time, sometime soon? Going to be taking a look into some upside and downside price targets for XEN, as well as some key price levels this coin does need to break in order to break either direction. I'm going to be giving you guys my personal sentiments, opinions, and what I'm personally doing in this market later in this video, so make sure to be staying around for that. Of course, none of what I'm saying here is financial advice. It's purely my personal opinions and speculations. I could very well be wrong. I am not a financial advisor, nor am I an elite trader of any sort, even though I am a profitable trader who's been able to keep most of my profits in the last bear markets, and I'm looking to crush it here for the next bull cycle. So if you guys feel the same way, if you guys are feeling pumped, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into it. All right, so we do have XEN here. Like I said, Bitcoin, very important. I'm just going to talk about it really quickly, okay? Since I've already done a more detailed post about it in my first post today. Check that out. Very important. You guys are going to be missing out on some very important knowledge if you guys don't check out the Bitcoin chart ahead of your altcoin setups. Okay, so XEN, let's take a look into what's happening XEN here, okay? I've talked about this. Huge falling wedge, okay? Looks like the price action tried to break out a couple days back here, okay? About Tuesday, October 10th, at least the candle of, okay, tried to break out, got rejected, basically got back into the pattern. So the original sketch of this pattern is no longer valid. Going to have to rechart this. So what I do is I adjust the upper trend line and see if we still fit a falling wedge form, which is basically a widening opening and a tightening closing. That is a falling wedge form, okay? Or any kind of wedge, right? Rising wedge, falling wedge, it's wider opening, smaller closing, okay? So it still fits a falling wedge form, even though, it initially tried to break out of the original form, but then it broke back into the pattern, so I invalidated that. So very important to learn how to chart and consistently refresh your charts. Now, let's take a look into the measure target. Has that changed? I don't think so. Okay. Measure target. Let's just say, if it breaks out in 2 days, let's just say, okay, for example, so I can get a measure target. And given how close this price action is to this upper trend line, I think it's reasonable to put it, a day or two later. I'm not gonna mention all the decimals in front of the price, right? So I'm just gonna say we're currently at about 330 right now, up almost 2%. Measure move, if it breaks out 2 days later, that's gonna give us about 700 areas, so that's more than double. However, this is a measure target. It is an estimate only, okay? It also depends on what type of market that we're in, because that could very much affect how the breakout can move. We're in a very iffy market right now, and I've seen, if you guys do look at my channel. I've done quite a bit of analysis on these altcoins, right, that has broken out of their long-term downtrends, falling wedges mainly, and it has not done anything for weeks or even months after its breakout. So something to be keeping in mind, right? A measure move, it's not an automatic drive to that price. Okay. Now let's go ahead and remove some of these trend lines here, because that's in the past. Now, what type of scenario are we actually looking at here? We have a double bottom inside this falling wedge pattern. Okay, falling wedges typically break to the upside. Okay, still there's a chance that it breaks to the downside. We have a double bottom. Okay, with bullish divergence. That's where you have a equal or lower low on the price action chart, but you have an equal or higher low on the RSI. That's bullish divergence. Do Google search, ChatGPT, these trading concepts I'm throwing out there. Very important to familiarize yourself with these concepts if you guys want to be in here for the long run. Okay, so very close to this upper trend line with bullish divergence. We have a double bottom. Okay, measure move of this bigger falling wedge pattern is going to be about 700 area. Okay, if it doesn't break out by then, you move the measurements along this upper trend line if this pattern still holds. Now let's also take a measure move out of this double bottom as well. I think that's only fair. We have the neckline here to be about 400. Measure move is going to be about 515 area. Let's take a look into some key price resistances this price action does need to break in order to get to the upside. Daily 21 SMA currently at about 365 area. Daily 50 SMA about 500 area, the gray line. We don't have a daily 200. You guys can repeat the same exercise for the 3-day, weekly, monthly timeframes. Those are the timeframes I mainly look at and consider to be longer timeframes, or whatever timeframes you guys are interested in, and look for the moving averages and identifying them as support and resistances. You guys can also look into previous trading history for supports, key supports, and resistances on whatever timeframes you guys are interested in as well. I mainly look at daily to the monthly. Now, I don't think we have any previous trading history before this, so this is going to be easy. I'm just going to take a look into this daily time frame. So first of all, it's going to be about 300 area. There was a some type of support there. If that doesn't hold, there was a wick down here to about 280 area. So pretty easy to spot. If this price action breaks those levels, the only other estimate I can give you as support is going to be this bottom trend line. Okay, that's the only other estimate I can give you, which starts as low as about 240 and it can continue downwards. So that's basically what I'm looking at for XEN. If you guys do want to continue seeing more XEN, do like, subscribe, comment. I will bring you guys an update if enough of you guys want to see more of this coin. What I am personally doing in this market is I am currently holding spot longs, but I am going to be closing those positions because even though Bitcoin looks bullish on the medium term because it has been able to stay away from a double top breakdown on the weekly time frame, catastrophic breakdown if that happens, it is still running within a very tight range. So I am going to be trading leverage both ways, as I have been for the past couple of weeks, and I have been getting more consistent results rather than holding, okay, at least just in terms of what I'm doing. You guys let me know what you guys are doing. What are you guys holding? Are you guys making money from holding? Are you guys trading? What are you guys trading? And how's the market treating you? It's been a rough market, okay? It's been a pretty rough year. I think I would have liked to started trading leverage starting earlier this year, but it's a process in terms of the mindset as well. So that's basically my thoughts so far. Thank you very much. I will see you guys in the next post.